How's it going, guys? It's Vishal here, and there's a lot of talk about high-end smartphones today. And if you've been following the smartphone industry like me, you know that the prices of smartphones have gone to an all-time high. And they very recently put out a video talking about why smartphones are this expensive, which I highly recommend you check out after this video. I'll leave a link in the description. But today in this video, we're going to look at 5 4G budget smartphones that are under 33,000 naira or $90. And these phones are capable not only in terms of performance, many of them run on the Android Go platform, which optimizes your RAM for better performance, and they're capable with regards to the internet and general overall performance for the price. Without further ado, let's get to the video. First of all, what is 4G? In simple terms, 4G is the 4th generation of mobile or wireless connection, and as we have 3G and 2G, 4G is significantly faster than 3G. For instance, typical download speeds in 3G can range from 1.5 Mbps, which measures how fast your internet speed is, to 7 Mbps for 3G. Welcome to 4G. 4G gives you a maximum of 150 Mbps on a standard 4G connection, and if you look at 4G LTE, you get a maximum download of 300 Mbps. The benefits of 4G includes reduced latency, and latency simply means how long it takes to get a response from the server. So for analogy's sake, let's say you Google something right now. The amount of time it takes for Google to respond with your results is latency. So think of it like making a phone call, and the amount of time it takes for that person to respond to your call is latency. Another benefit of using 4G is better and clearer voice calls. So let's say you use something like WhatsApp calls, for instance, you get to hear better audio quality on like 3G, and for FaceTime users you also get better quality as well. I'm making this video with Airtel Nigeria, and Airtel Nigeria has one of the best 4G rated SIMs you can use for your smartphones, and you can get very decent speeds. If you get any of the phones I mentioned in this video with an Airtel 4G SIM, Airtel Nigeria will give you double your data for up to 6 months. To do this, simply text GET, that's GET, to 141. Without further ado, let's get to the smartphones. At number 1, we've got the Lava Z50 Pro. This device costs 24,000 naira and it's got a 5-inch 2.5D display, 1.1 GHz quad-core processor, 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of storage. Because of the 1 GB RAM, it runs on the Android Go platform to optimize the Android Go apps to function better and faster without using much storage. It's got a 2 megapixel camera up front and a 5 megapixel camera on the back, and lastly it's got a 2500 mAh battery. At number 2, we've got the Samsung Galaxy Grand Prime Plus. Who names these phones? This device is the oldest of them all. It came out in 2016 and it costs 32,000 naira on Jumia today. It's also a dual SIM smartphone, and it has a quad-core 1.4 GHz processor with 1.5 GB of RAM and an 8 GB storage, which is expandable to 64 GB. It has an 8 megapixel camera at the back, which can record up to 720p, and a 5 megapixel camera up front. As far as the battery on this device, we've got a 2600 mAh battery. But one of the cons is that it's still running on the Android 6 platform, which many people don't use today. Almost everybody is on the Android 8.1 now. Funny enough, I still saw some reviews on Jumia that people bought this phone in 2019 and they still saw value in it. So somebody could also see value in this smartphone since it's a 4G capable smartphone. I'll leave a link in the description to this as well. At number 3, we've got the NokiaOne, and this device is the lowest price of the bunch. It is 19,300 naira, and it also launched in April of 2018. It's a 1.1 GHz quad-core processor with a 4.5-inch display. It's a dual-SIM smartphone that runs on Android 8.1 Oreo Go edition, so you have no bloatware installed. It's got 1 GB of RAM and an 8 GB storage, which is still expandable to 128 GB. It's got a 5 megapixel camera with flash at the back and a 2 megapixel camera up front. Battery on the NokiaOne is 2150 mAh, and it's also a removable battery. At number 4, we've got the Airtel A22. This device was launched in August of 2018 and it cost 24,200 naira. It's a 1.3 GHz quad-core processor with a 15-inch IPS display. It's a dual SIM smartphone that runs on Android 8.1 Go edition like some of the previous phones. And it's got 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of storage, which is also expandable to 32 GB. As far as cameras, it's got a 5 megapixel camera with flash on the back and a 2 megapixel camera up front with flash. As far as battery here, we've got a 2400 mAh battery and no fingerprint scanner. At number 5, and last but not least, we've got the Tecno F2 LTE, and this one specifically has LTE in the name. So the Tecno LTE is also a 4G capable smartphone, and like many of the other smartphones I've talked about except Samsung, the Tecno F2 LTE comes with Android 8.1 Go edition. It's got a 5-inch display with 1.28 GHz processor, 1 GB of RAM, and 8 GB of storage, which is expandable to 32 GB. It has a 5 megapixel camera up front with flash and 5 megapixel camera at the back with flash as well. You've got a 2400 mAh battery, and it's also got a fingerprint scanner. And also guys, if you've noticed, many of these budget smartphones I've mentioned have a maximum battery of 3000 mAh, but none of them goes below 2000 mAh. So let me know what you guys think about all these smartphones in general. Which of these 4G smartphones is your best? Leave your comments in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to chat with you guys. Big shout out to Airtel Nigeria for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.